Ooh, there's a diaper in here. Ugh. Oh no. Got some Werthers in here. Oh, you know, this dude was rich. He's got the Werthers. Only old rich people have Werthers. And the motor oil. Use this motor oil. That'd be sweet. 5W30, that's exactly what my car takes too. Okay, this stuff here, it's potent. This vehicle's been abused and neglected, so it's getting the blue brush for love. It ain't getting no microfiber in the engine bay love. Oh my lord, this thing is dirty. Drive around with the hood open. It's clutch. Can't be wasting time. Trim clad, semi-gloss black. The good stuff. There we go, that looks a lot better. The good old rattle can. All right, so I'm gonna get all my chems set up here for this vehicle. Oh, these two are pretty full. Let's see what we got here. I got all these different, I'm just gonna fill all these bottles up here with the same all-purpose cleaner. And I'm gonna use this as I'm washing the exterior. And this is it right here. This is diluted. So this bottle is the concentrate, but I've used it all up and this is diluted here. What's in this bottle is 28:1 of this actual label. 28:1. You buy this here, and since you can mix it to 28:1, this container brand new makes 28 gallons or 45 on the weak side. 45 gallons on the weak side, which I think I'm going to start mixing it a little bit weaker. Save money now. I'll fill this one up here. These are my foam cannons. I just foam on all-purpose cleaner, Super Citrus, APC. And I will probably use both of these for cleaning the outside, and then I will use one of these for cleaning the outside. So that's how much I use, about 3 liters of all-purpose cleaner to do an exterior wash. That gets the floor mats, the engine, the rims, the tires, the whole exterior. And then also here I've got my snow foam. This is Meguiar's Gold Wash. Okay, and I'm ready. Not sure if I want to use the brushes or the wash mitts on this one. Maybe I'll use the wash mitts on this one. And here I've got my wheel cleaner. All right, look at all that stuff. So I like to pre-soak everything with all-purpose cleaner. Especially the really dirty stuff like these engine bays and the door jambs. You'll see. I'll bring you along. And this all-purpose cleaner, it says that it's safe on all surfaces, and pretty much I think it is. You can just let it dry on the paint. For the most part, you know, that's super safe. Obviously, take that with a bit of caution. I honestly spray it everywhere though. Even on hot summer days, it never messes the paint up for me. But that being said, if I mess any paint up, I know how to fix it. Oh, I forgot to pull the floor mats out. Of course I did. These things are wild. Super dirty. And then I'll pre-soak the door jambs. These door jambs are filthy. Yeah, just get everything nice and soaked so it comes up easy. You don't have to put too much effort in scrubbing these door jambs because these ones are full of mud. Always get the gas cap area. Now this all-purpose cleaner in here, it doesn't do a whole lot. The wheel cleaner that I have is going to actually clean this, but this kind of just helps get everything started, I guess. There's some heavy mud in there. And look, this hitch here, it's all rusty. I'm gonna paint this black. I always paint these areas black just to make them look good again. And that's what the dealership wants. So I usually always do it. And then for my retail customers, I think it makes them really happy when I do that because they're not expecting it. And I'm so used to doing it on every single vehicle anyway. Now all this stuff back in here, I'm not really too concerned about it because I think this was a repo or something. So I don't know, I'll keep it to the side for a bit. And you know, if someone says they want it back, then I'll give it back. If not, I'll throw it in the garbage or keep it. Maybe I might keep this lawn chair here and the motor oil. Use this motor oil. That'd be sweet. 5W30, that's exactly what my car takes too. This guy's got motor oil on hand. Maybe this car's a bit of an oil burner. He blew it. Oh, I hate doing this. Get the all-purpose cleaner in your face when you do this area here. If it's windy. Get it nice and wet up in there, don't be scared. I'm almost at all-purpose cleaner now. I've been using it a little bit too heavy. It goes fast in this pump sprayer if you're not paying attention. This thing's got nice new brakes. The dealership's always putting new brakes on their vehicles. I noticed. Oh, I'm out of sauce here already. Should not be using a liter or 2 liters worth of sauce to do this. Just want to get the door jambs covered here before I run out of sauce. I don't really care about saucing anything else other than these door jambs. It's the most important thing for me to get the all-purpose cleaner working on. Looks like this thing has a large number of floor mats in here. It's got carpet, it's got rubber. Ooh, there's a diaper in here. Ugh. Oh no. I like to do my floor mats up here. I don't think I'm gonna clean this. There's only one carpet one. I'm not cleaning the one carpet one. It's going in the trash. Oh, there's two carpet ones. They're probably gonna just end up going in the trash. I don't really need to spray it on like I'm doing right now. I just do it for fun. To get some of the strong all-purpose cleaner on here. Because when you do it in the foam cannon, it gets a little bit too diluted. And I don't think it really has the same kick anymore out of the foam cannon. The dilution is just too watery. Perfect. These floor mats here are just filthy. They're full of all kinds of mud, dirt, pop, coffee. I'll get them right. All right, time to foam it down. I don't know what kind of foam cannon this is, but this is like a cheap foam cannon and it's actually pretty good. I was all caught up in expensive foam cannons and then realized this super cheap one here is really good, like 30 bucks Canadian. All right, this tip is busted. These tips just bust. They don't last very long, 3 months. It's pretty embarrassing. This one's busted too, but it kind of works. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so I'll tell you what I'm doing here. This is super high pressure rotary brush. And I did not disconnect the battery. I never do. I just hammer this thing, and you just got to be careful, a little bit mindful. Try not to hit that alternator down there. It's obviously going to get wet, but just don't be spraying it too much. There's no air intake here that I can get water into, so I'm good to go. And I'm just going to hammer this thing with my very powerful pressure washer. Oh, I don't like this thing. It sprays water in my face. Oh yeah, the engine looks so much better already, just from that soaking and this powerful rotary on my crazy powerful pressure washer here. The most important part when washing this engine bay is you hit everything from this angle, and then you hit everything from this angle, and you just try and work every possible angle to get all the dirt. All right, after I rinse it down, I like to give it a shot here. Let the all-purpose cleaner do some more work. I will brush this engine bay down, just not very much. Holy, I usually wear earplugs when I do this. This thing is so loud. Cleaning under this area here, so when I brush it, I don't get any grit in my mitt. Okay, this stuff here, it's potent. Normally I double eye protection. I wear a face shield and I use a respirator because you don't want this in your eyes and you don't want to breathe it in. So I'm just going to be really careful. And it's not very windy today at all, so I think I can get away with this. Extra powerful wheel cleaner here. Just like so. Now this stuff works so good you basically don't have to use any agitation. I will though, because I like to do extra good job. So I got my 2-in-1 tool here. This thing, I like it, but it's super clunky, honestly. And I use it for cleaning rims like this. So I put acid on there, and now I want to neutralize the acid with alkaline. And that's what the all-purpose cleaner is, it's alkaline. Oh, These rims are nice, shiny, perfectly clean with that wheel cleaning acid. No scrubbing needed. I might not even scrub those. And here's what it looked like before. They're all yellow with brake dust, dingy looking. So now just go around and do all the wheels. Actually, I'll finish cleaning this one to the max. I'll show you how I do it. Got my wheel cleaning bucket here. Pretty simple. Get everything hosed down with all-purpose cleaner. I forgot how busted this 2-in-1 tool is here. Okay, so now this is the super clutch brush here. Works so good. There's no brush as good as this one here. Oh, this is the type of vehicle. If you want a perfect rim clean, you have to roll it forward. I don't know if I'll do that on this one. So I think the acid did a good job. And then I love this brush here. This is a really good brush. Just the angle, the size, and all that. And I believe the brand, it's called SM Arnold. Really high quality brush. And then this is another SM Arnold brush here. It's okay. I used to use it in here, but the handle and the angle, it hurts my wrist. So that other one's so much better. This one's good for a big truck sometimes. Cleaning in here, like so. It doesn't really fit though. So then sometimes I'll switch to this one here. And it is what it is. If it doesn't get crazy clean, it is what it is. There it is, the perfect clean. This wheel cleaner, it's harsh here. Only for the video, I'm not wearing 2 layers of eye protection and it's not windy at all. But every single time I use this acid, wheel acid, I always use 2 layers of eye protection. So a face shield plus my glasses, a 3M respirator for chemicals. Now I'll just hold my breath. Come and do these ones here. I usually do all 4 at once. Just trying to breathe in some fresh air. That wheel acid is hardcore. You cannot breathe that stuff in. I was holding my breath there, getting choked out. So I usually do all 4 at once. Oh, perfect. All 4 wheels at once. Just like that, boom, look how shiny that is. That looks intense. They were dingy yellow. This acid though breaks it down, cleans the rims up. And just to remind you that I spray the all-purpose cleaner to neutralize the acid. So a big thing about using wheel acid is that once you put it on, you can't let it sit on there, forever. This is something that will definitely damage the rims. That's why I ran around and cleaned them all quickly without moving the camera. Because the wheel acid, it can only sit on the rims for 30 seconds or so, and if you let it sit any longer, then you could potentially it could damage the surface of the rim, and certain surfaces like polished aluminum will 100% be damaged by wheel acid, and you cannot let wheel acid dry in the sun on surfaces. It will stain them permanently, and it will also stain glass and side mirrors like this, so you can't get wheel acid on glass or side mirrors. It will destroy them basically instantly. A little bit I have to make of a video on this vehicle. It's so dirty. It'd be a missed opportunity to not make a video on this vehicle, which I've missed so many opportunities lately with detailing videos. Oops, I hope I didn't run out. I give the engine a quick brush. This is my favorite engine brush, and it's pretty good. Bristles may be a little firm, but not really. I think it's pretty safe on paint, especially engine bay paint. Now, if this was like a supercar, brand new car, or a show car, I wouldn't be using this brush. This is just a, this vehicle's kind of a beater, I would say. Brand new, but something happened. This vehicle's been abused and neglected, so we're showing it some love here. With the blue brush, we're showing it some love. It's getting the blue brush for love. It ain't getting no microfiber in the engine bay love. And that's about good enough, I'd say. That's all the scrubbing I'll do on this thing, and it'll be good enough for what the customer wants. I have it set a little bit runny right now. I could have it set, thicker. I'll put it on thick for the video. Super thick. Turn the pressure washer off. That pressure washer needs auto on off. I'm gonna use this green car washing brush here, and I promise you it will not scratch the paint. And if it does scratch the paint, it's so negligible that it's not gonna matter for this vehicle. This vehicle here, I wouldn't use this on a brand new vehicle or a vehicle that just got a polish. But this thing's full of scratches. The previous owner treated this thing like absolute garbage, so it is what it is. But this is a super high quality brush. It's about as soft as a microfiber anyway. And it makes things really easy, like cleaning down under the vehicle. And it makes cleaning up on the roof super easy. All right, try my best to start washing up high. And it does a really good job of getting all these cracks here, where you'd normally have to use a brush anyway. Look at that. And I have used this brush on hundreds of vehicles. I'll try and make a video of it really soon to see whether it scratches. I'll use it on a vehicle that I have just polished and see if it scratches. I have a brand new Lexus that basically has some scratches on it, but basically none. It just got a polish, more or less. All right, work your way from top to bottom. The only one spot this brush is really bad for is right here. But I'll come and clean this spot up sometime later down the road with a rinseless wash towel. I mean, just a dampened microfiber towel. I don't use rinseless wash anymore. Save your money. Oops. Getting a little carried away here. Gotta go top to bottom, yo. Top to bottom. Under areas like this are super hard to clean without a brush like this. You can see this brush here. It's super clean. Looks a little dark here. I think I got one vehicle I cleaned a couple vehicles ago. It had like heavy machine grease on it. Yeah, that's what that is there. Hasn't come out yet. Oh yeah, just about done now. Top to bottom, top to bottom. And this is why I spent so much time rinsing out the underside of this vehicle, so that when I bring my moped down there, I'm not getting any sand and scratching the vehicle. Turn it back on. Oh yeah, this thing's looking good. That's the outside done. 2 hours with filming and messing around. 2 hours to wash the outside, deep clean. Oh, I gotta do this part still. I'm gonna use a yellow tip. I usually use the rotary tip, but mine's busted, so. Great, okay. This thing's junk. Six-inch Hoover drill brush. My favorite, my new favorite. Really good at pulling hair out of carpet. Impossible carpet. Not the best, but. Batteries don't. I actually like saving the floor mats for last so that that car over there can drip dry. Oh my lord, this thing is dirty. One of my most favorite things to do is drive around. Oh, this is my pocket. Drive around with the hood open. It's clutch. Can't be wasting time. There's something wrong with the e-brake on this vehicle. Like the e-brake's grabbing for whatever reason. It doesn't want to disengage. See, I disengaged it. Oh, anyway, I love driving around with the hood open on every vehicle. Can't be wasting time opening and closing the hood constantly. I'm gonna need the hood open for the detail anyway, so. All right, here we go. This is exactly why I left the hood open, because I'm gonna come in here and dry the engine real quick. I like using these two together. I don't think the leaf blower is enough. And this is a cheap, powerful leaf blower. 700 CFM because it's plugged in. It was only $80 too. It's really annoying to use because it's a plug-in one, but It's super powerful, so I put up with it. I'm not gonna give it a crazy towel dry. This thing's dirty, kind of a clunker too, all beat up. I will dry it a bit though. I just wanted to talk about that brush that I was using. As you can see here, the vehicle, it's pretty scratched up already, and it's not any more scratched from using that brush, I would say, than it already was. As I mentioned, if it was a brand new vehicle or a vehicle that was just polished, I wouldn't use the brush. I'd use a brand new microfiber towel. Here's one way of detailing faster. You get a whole bunch of nice tools and you put them together and you clean the absolute dirtiest interior here. So I've got my two drill brushes. I've got this circular drill brush. It's very, very firm. It's the toughest one, I think. And I was scared to use this really tough one, but I just used it the other day and it did an amazing job because it's so firm on really, really dirty vehicles. Don't use this on a brand new, nice car. And I got this one here, the cone-shaped one. I definitely need a new cone head. It's getting worn out. I got my trusty Tornador Max with velocity. It's gonna work great for the sand. And then I got my 12-inch blowout tool and my vacuum hose. And I need some all-purpose cleaner too. Forgot. All right, I'm gonna hit the vacuum on and do my best to get this mess cleaned up here. It's pretty bad. The trigger just broke on my Tornador Max. There's a spring inside of here, so I had to take this thing apart and scavenge a spring from a different Tornador to fix this one. That was not fun. Took a bit. This detail's taking forever. Since I'm filming, it's just automatically 12 hours. Okay, I was playing around with the iPhone. It takes way too much time. It's gonna be a 50-hour detail here filming this thing with the iPhone. I had to do things all backwards too, and now I just made twice as much of a mess, and I have to come back and clean this stuff up again. This thing was gross, by the way, gross. So much dirt was in there. All right, I'm gonna get after this thing here. I'm gonna put on my full face so I can't really talk, but I'm gonna give her, I just got this really cool full face. It's really hard to use because it's so heavy duty, but these things are expensive. They're like 350 Canadian to 500 Canadian, and I like it, but it's hard to use. So I got my 2 bucket method here for cleaning the interior. I got super clean interior microfibers, and I got an empty bucket here. So I just use these couple wipes. When they get dirty, discard. Never wring them out in this clean water here. Super handy. And these microfibers here, these are toast microfibers. They don't absorb water anymore, but once you let them sit in a bucket and get wet first, then they absorb water really good again, and you can just keep using your microfibers forever on dirty areas of the vehicle. This is a super dirty vehicle, so This interior calls for the dirty, worn out microfibers, which most vehicles do. And I've got my all-purpose cleaner here, Super Citrus APC by 3D, diluted 28:1. I got the Tornador Max here with the just pure water, tap water here. It's just tap water in a bucket. It's siphoning, doing the Venturi effect. And I have my small brush, my large brush. The large brush does 99% of the work. Sometimes I don't even use the small brush, maybe for the cup holders. That's about it. Ooh, this thing is gross. It's not too bad, but for disasters, it's not too bad, but at the same time, it's pretty bad. This is gonna need a heavy wipe down for sure. Agitating wipe. And the steering wheel is, wow. This is gonna be good after. Usually steering wheels, like some of the dirtier steering wheels, they got a little bit of this on here. This one, it's all the way around. This guy had some dirty mechanic construction worker hands, dusty all over. And even the seats, you might not be able to pick it up on camera, but they're just dingy, greasy, grimy. This area is not bad. I cleaned this one up fairly decent. Oh, there's still more in there. Fairly decent during the vacuum. Just let that soak up in there, whatever's in there. Some pop, coffee. This area cleaned up fairly well. One more bucket over here. This is just a scrubbing. This is like a big scrub ninja. Adams microfiber Adams scrubbing pad. I really like it. Lasts a long time. This one looks all beat up, but it works just as good as a brand new one. And then I have a clean bucket of water here that I use to wring this thing out. And on this vehicle, since this vehicle is so dirty, this water is going to get pretty nasty by the time it's all. That's how I do the interiors. I refer to this thing here as cold steam. It's just a mist, pressurized mist. But I call it cold steam because it sort of looks like steam. And I don't use a steam cleaner anymore. I use this thing, and it's way better. The only time you need to use steam is gum, and sometimes steam wrecks things. So if you can avoid using steam, that's good. This vehicle here is super dirty, so I'm gonna have to get it nice and juicy. Nice and juicy. Oh, it feels like there's some grime on this panel. All right, let me go clean this thing out quickly. There's some dirt on there. It came off good though. Oh, it's still. There we go. I cleaned it out. This thing it was pretty dingy to start with, but that steering wheel was dirty. Okay, let's use the Max here and see what we can clean up. Nice, very good job. Did it. Okay, finish the car now, off camera. All right, so this thing's just about done. Just need to do the plastic dressing, and that's gonna be McGuire's hyper dressing. And I'll be putting it on everything. I already put it on the tires, but I'll put a little bit more on the tires. I hand applied it to the tires. And as I might have said before, this hitch here, it looks really rusty. So I'm just gonna come in here and give this a quick touch up, some black paint. Just make it look a whole lot better. You know, I'm not gonna think too much about it. I'm just gonna spray it. The rattle can should look great. And I'm basically gonna soak this entire interior here with plastic dressing because it's kind of beat up, and yeah, just help this interior out. It's been absolutely thrashed, so it needs that plastic dressing. And I'm gonna be wearing my heavy duty mask when I do that. So let's check it out. All right, let's check it out here. We got that trim clad semi-gloss black, the good stuff. There we go, that looks a lot better. The good old rattle can. Okay, so it's raining a little bit on me, but I'm gonna spray the plastic dressing. I've got my big mask on. All right, this thing is basically done. Well, there's always so much more to be done. This thing's so dirty. I have to do my finishing vacuum with the Tornador Velocity. I usually don't do that. Yeah, don't do this. This stuff is just kicked up during the detail, just for moving the seats forward and back and moving this thing up and down. I gotta clean these a little bit better. That's dirty in there still. This thing's brutal. Crumbs just keep spawning in this thing here. Look, there's still a couple. I can still faintly see these oil stains here. They're basically permanent. Yeah. Okay, that's it. All right, we're setting the floor mats in. We done. These look wet. They'll dry for sure. Ah, look at that. Always trouble. These dirty vehicles, they just keep spawning crumbs in. You're getting close. Okay, we almost here. Now, slide these back. Oh, the battery's probably dying in this vehicle. Battery's dead. Look at this, you can't even, they make it the vehicle so you can't even jump the thing. That battery pack only has 2 jumps in it, by the way. Jump the car. Just to slide the seats back. You can tell when the battery's dying because the seats slide back really, really slow. Look, there's more junk in here. That happens when you use the blower. The battery's dying in this thing because this computer in here isn't turning off. None of the lights are on, nothing. The car kills itself because if the doors are open, this big computer back here doesn't turn off. Pretty annoying. Okay, these floor mats have to be the worst design. You cannot get those things in there. I think it's starting to go. That ain't going in. Cars, it's the car's fault. Okay, beauty. I think it's basically all done. I'm gonna come around and touch up these little door dings here. Nice, this thing looks amazing now. It's so much cleaner than it was. This engine bay was absolutely filthy. And I didn't even really scrub it too hard. I just used my chems a couple times, my powerful pressure washer, and that blue brush that I love. And let's take a look at these rims. These rims were stained with brake dust. They were yellow, and you really need that dedicated wheel acid to get these things back to bright and shining. And inside the wheel well, if you remember how dirty it was, full of dirt in there, full of mud. It's looking beautiful. I put some plastic dressing on these wheel wells here. This one right here, it's a real piece of work. I do dirty vehicles all the time, but this one is visually very dirty. Looking pretty good. It's not absolutely perfect. This thing was so bad. It's a dramatic improvement. Dramatic. This seat here was absolutely filthy. I had to scrub it 3 times with all kinds of different brushes. And I had to use the magic eraser on the seats to brighten them up. The steering wheel here was just covered in grease. One of the worst I've seen in a little bit. I've seen some nasty stuff, so definitely the greasiest steering wheel I've seen in the last month or 2, that's for sure. Sleeping in here. Maybe an oil field job or something. Buy a brand new car, just go work the oil field. The back here, let's see the back here. The back's looking good. This was slept in, so there was all kinds of food crumbs everywhere. Deep food crumbs under the seats. Passenger side, it's not too bad. I mean, it's really bad. I just gotta stop saying it's not too bad. The passenger side here, it's pretty bad. It's not as bad as the driver's side, but it's gonna be some work. Nice and clean from what it was. Even the center console here buttons are just greasy, grimy. This was a work truck. Let's see what's in here. That's got beat up pretty bad. Hyundai Santa Fe work truck. See this area in here. This was pretty filthy. It was full of crumbs, and there was all kinds of weird stuff in here too. I had to use special chemicals to get the stains off of this infotainment instrument cluster here. I had to use acetone. There was some type of weird paint residue or something on here. So this one was a doozy. It's looking pretty good on the outside. Definitely pretty filthy Canadian winter. It's not too bad. She'll clean up good. Looking nice and shiny. What a difference. Wow. I did polish these doors